Immigrants Bridge Show with me, Attorney B. We are at episode 25. So if you have an immigration question, I have the answer for you. If you know of people who have immigration questions, please do invite them to our show. And we're going to go ahead and get started in a few minutes. Remember, the only rule I have is if you join in, please stop in the comments and say hello so that I can tell that you're here. I am streaming through a service, so I don't always see who is online. Let me go ahead and also log into my Facebook page so that I can see what's going on. Okay, here we go. My water bottle is my little phone stand. Okay, so here's Ashley. Hey, Miss Ashley, nice to see you. Hey, Miss Terry, nice to see you. Hey, Arthur. Ooh, I just had my thing fall. Hang on a second, y'all. Maybe my tequila bottle will work a little bit better. Okay, there we go. If you want to bless your attorney with a little stand for her cell phone on her desk, that would be a very nice gift. Thank you. Hey, Miss Dawn, nice to see you. Hey, Arthur, how you doing? Good to see you. Arthur, I heard you're coming to Florida. There is what would you call it now? A tropical storm named Arthur coming to Florida. So I had to ask Miss Daphne if you are coming to Florida and if you're causing problems. Arthur, we might have to talk. We're not ready for no tropical storms, okay? Let's see who else is on. In a few minutes. Remember, we have 9 people on. So remember, if you're here, please stop in and say hello so that I can say hello to you and acknowledge you. And we will go from there. So en español, bienvenidos a la programa que se llama Puente de los Inmigrantes. Soy la abogada B y eso es número 25. Si usted tiene una pregunta de inmigración, yo tengo la respuesta. So, por favor, dígame todas sus preguntas en los comentarios. También, si ustedes pueden decir hola en los comentarios, yo puedo decir hola también, porque la programa que estoy usando, yo no puedo ver toda la gente. So, la única forma que yo puedo saber si usted está escuchando, entonces es si usted pone su dígame hola en los comentarios, ¿ok? So, vamos a comenzar. Hey, Jasmine, nice to see you. Hey, Miss Carol, nice to see you. Hey, hola, Liliana, bienvenidos. Good to see everyone. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and start dropping them in the comment box and we will get started. So tonight, we were supposed to have Attorney John from my Orlando office talking about what we do in the Orlando office, mostly our business and investment cases. But he got sick over the weekend, so he's out of the office today. So I will reschedule him for a different day during this week. Hey, Miss Angeline, it's nice to see you. So this will be just question and answer. I'll share my thoughts on a few topics, but if you have questions, please definitely go ahead and drop them in the comments. So estoy diciendo que hoy el abogado John de mi oficina en Orlando el plan fue que él está aquí conmigo hoy explicando todas las cosas que hacemos en la oficina en Orlando, pero desgraciadamente él está enferma esa semana. So, él está fuera de la oficina hoy. So, espero que él mejorar y puede ir conmigo en otro día de esa semana. So, hopefully he'll feel better so that we can talk to him. So, ahora, cualquier pregunta tiene, dígame. Hola, Nieves, mi bonita, ¿cómo está? Hola, Attorney Shelley, how are you? Bien, how do you say? Bienvenidos otra vez. Good to see you. Okay, so I have started to see a couple questions come through. So keep me busy, guys, with your questions. Someone is asking, is there any way I can get to stay in the US and work if I am here on a visitor's visa? That question is very, very difficult to answer without a full consultation. The reason is, in general, the answer is no. If you're on a visitor visa, you're not supposed to work. If you violate that visa, you can lose. If you work, you will violate the visa and you can lose your status. My recommendation is always go seek legal consultation ahead of time. And your situation is way too general. There's a lot of things that I don't know to give you an answer. There may be, but I have no idea. Every circumstance is different. If you are interested in a consultation, one of my staff members or team members, they will put our contact information and you can make a consultation. But in general, I encourage people not to violate the terms of their visa, which usually means two things. Do not overstay. If you only have 6 months, you need to leave on time outside of COVID. Or if you're here on a tourist visa, you should not be working. Those are the two big things that will cause a violation to your visa. And you may lose the opportunity to use your visa in the future. If you are interested in working, for example, you should go back to your country before your visa expires, and you can start making applications to different employers and seeing if they would be willing to sponsor you. So that way you're trying to find a job to see if an employer would be willing to sponsor you, and you're outside of the country, so you're actually not violating the terms of your visa. Hey, Miss Yessie, nice to see you. Hey, Felix, nice to see you. Hey, Benito. Hey, Oscar Ordonez, ¿cómo está? Hola, Juan. Hola, Lux. Bienvenidos. Hi, Alicia, nice to see you. Hola, Miss Veronica, nice to see you. Hola, Krista. So we have lots of people online today. So en español, lo que está diciendo, la pregunta es, si una persona está aquí en los Estados Unidos con visa de turista, si, ¿cómo puede una persona en esa situación obtener un permiso de trabajo para quedar aquí a vivir y trabajar en los Estados Unidos? Hey, Miss Shani, how are you? So la respuesta es que, primer parte, yo no quiero que una persona perder su visa. So, cosas que puede causar problemas es sí, obviamente, quedar aquí en los Estados Unidos más tiempo que está en la visa o su tiempo. También es si usted está aquí con visa de turista y comienza a trabajar, entonces eso es una violación también y usted puede perder su visa permanentemente. So, definitivamente en una situación tan general es difícil para dar una respuesta específica, porque quizás hay cosas en su vida que son opciones por usted. So, en ese caso, mi recomendación es que hace una consulta con un abogado, un profesional, para dar información más específica a su caso. So, eso es el primer parte. Otra opción es, por favor, regresa a su país antes de expirar su tiempo aquí. Así no está en violación de su estatus. Y después, si usted quiere trabajar aquí, puede buscar un patrón o un empleo que puede, que puede ayudar con el proceso de inmigración. So, hay patrones aquí que ellos quieren pedir personas de afuera de los Estados Unidos. So, eso es opción. Está en su país buscando un trabajo aquí y si el patrón no tiene problema pidiendo a buscar a obtener un trabajo aquí, entonces eso es opción. Pero eso proteja su visa, el estatus de su visa, porque no está aquí violando su su visa. So, definitivamente regresa a su país y busca un trabajo afuera del país. Y después, cuando está aprobado con una visa de trabajo, puede entrar a los Estados Unidos otra vez. Y también, antes de salir, puede ir a una consulta con abogado que puede dar más información más específica. Miss Terry has a question here. Okay, so Miss Terry has a question. Is it true that if you're already in the system and reporting to ICE and you want to travel outside of your state, will ICE give you a travel document? And the answer is yes. In fact, you should not travel out of the state without ICE's permission. They will give you permission. That way, in case you have an encounter with an ICE official in another state, they will see in the system that you had permission to leave, because it's a violation of your condition to not notify them if you're leaving the state. So the answer is yes, they do that. Hey, Richard. Hey, Jessica. Nice to see you. Hey, Marvin. Hola, Jenny. Good to see you. Hola, Alice. Hey, Alice. Nice to see you. Shivanand, you're welcome. Glad to give you that answer. Hola, Eliel. Hello, Miss Charlotte. Welcome to our show. So, en español, la pregunta es si una persona ya está en el sistema y está reportando con ICE, si es posible que ICE puede dar documentos para viajar a otro estado. Y la respuesta es sí. So, normalmente, una condición que tiene ICE es si usted quiere viajar afuera del estado, tiene que tener permiso de ellos. Y ellos van a dar, pone en el sistema que usted tiene permiso. En caso de que usted tiene problemas con ICE en otro estado, ya está en el sistema y no va a tener problemas. So, la respuesta es sí. Y definitivamente, si usted está viajando afuera del estado, tiene que notificar a ICE antes de salir para obtener el permiso. Y definitivamente no afuera del país. Absolutamente no afuera del país. And the last thing I just said that I didn't say in English was, and I'm talking about domestic travel. If you are reporting to ICE, I absolutely do not recommend international travel. Under no circumstances should you leave this country, because you might have a really hard time coming back. So do not travel out of the country. The information I was just talking about was relating to domestic travel. Okay, let's see what else we have. Thank you, Benito. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Luke's. Hey, Miss Carol. Nice to see you. Luke's has a question. Are you able to do a work permit? That, again, that is a very general question that I can't answer. That really requires a consultation. There are many parts of the law that would allow for a work permit. And without knowing your particular circumstance, I have no idea. I have no idea. So if you are interested in a consultation, one of the members of my team will drop our phone number in the box so that you're able to call us and make a consultation. So la pregunta es si podré tramitar un permiso de trabajo. Eso también es una pregunta muy general. So, definitivamente yo recomiendo que la persona dar una llamada a la oficina para obtener una cita con mí o otro profesional, porque hay varias partes de la ley que una persona puede obtener un permiso de trabajo. Pero si yo no tengo la información específica, yo no puedo decir, no sé, absolutamente. So, es difícil para dar una respuesta a esa pregunta. Shivanand has a follow-up question. Can I file for an extension because my time will be up soon and my country is closed because of COVID? And how long would an extension last? So basically, you can and you should file an extension. If you're close to your time and you cannot travel, you need to do an extension. It is not automatic, and they are granting them. So they're being pretty good about granting extensions of visas. So you must apply for an extension. How long will the extension last? That's a tricky question because most of the time these extensions take so long to get. So by the time, if they give you 6 months and it took them 6 months to make a decision, you need to leave as soon as you get the decision. So you need to be prepared for that. Remember, an extension is simply a temporary measure. So if your extension is pending for 4 months or 5 months and they gave you an additional 6 months, you have to realize that the time you were waiting and the time your case was pending is already counted. We've done some of them when we get back the extension, it's almost like the extension never happened because the time they took to make that decision. So en español, la pregunta es si puede aplicar por una extensión del tiempo porque el país de la persona está cerrado por COVID. So la respuesta es sí. Es necesario que la persona aplica por una extensión del tiempo. No es automático. So es un requisito para proteger su estatus. So puede aplicar con inmigración, pero la cosa es que el tiempo que es válido depende. So ahora, por ejemplo, si ellos están dando a la persona 6 meses adicional, pero el proceso tarda 6 meses para la respuesta, inmediatamente la persona tiene que ser preparado a salir del país. So, está tomando tiempo para obtener una decisión y después tiene que salir. Ellos están muy bien con las personas con las extensiones en mi experiencia. So, mi aviso es definitivamente extender el estatus. Okay, Arthur has a question. If a person that had a green card was deported and the deportation, okay, so the person was deported, what chances do they have to get a green card again? Well, the chances are pretty slim, to be quite honest. It all depends on the reason why the person was deported in the first place. So if you had a green card, I am going to assume that the person committed some type of crime that rendered them deportable as an aggravated felony. And if you have that, there is very, very little chance that you are going to be able to come back to the United States. So there are some people that made some bad choices, and unfortunately, those consequences are permanent sometimes. So based on that, with the little information, it probably isn't going to be likely that the person can return to the United States. They had a chance and they blew it, right? So they're probably toast. La pregunta es si una persona estaba aquí y tenía residente legal permanente, pero la persona está deportado y está fuera del país, ¿qué posibilidades para que la persona puede entrar otra vez a los Estados Unidos y obtener residencia? Y mi respuesta es que probablemente el chance es muy poco. Probablemente no hay chance. Si una persona tenía residencia y tiene orden de deportación, más que no, es probablemente porque la persona ha sido cometen un tipo de felonía que se llama felonía agravado. Y no hay nada que podemos hacer. So, con esa convicción. So, probablemente la persona, perder la oportunidad para quedar aquí en los Estados Unidos y no podemos reabrir el orden de deportación. Pero una respuesta más específica depende de las circunstancias. Es, drogas, mata a otra persona, viola a otra persona, cosa muy seria, definitivamente ellos no pueden entrar. Miss Ashley has a question. Okay, someone told me that as long as you're not going to apply for some, you can stay outside. Okay, so definitely this sounds like a street lawyer is trying to give you advice, Ashley. So Ashley is asking, about the 6 months, if you're a resident, if you can stay outside of the country, how long can you stay out if you're not a US citizen? Because someone told her that if you're not interested in applying for citizenship, that you can stay out of the country more than 6 months at a time. And the only way that's going to affect you is if you are applying for citizenship so that you can have the continuous residency. Is this true? Absolutely not. False. Girl, you know better than listening to people on the street. Thank you for asking this question because I'm going to definitely clarify that for you. Hey, Stephanie, nice to see you. Lucina, nice to see you. Hey, Michelle, great to see you. Hola, Flor, ¿cómo está bonita? So let me just clear up this citizenship. How long can a green card holder stay out of the country without violating their status? If you are a green card holder, do not stay out of the country more than 6 months if you have not obtained permission from the United States government to do so. You will be in jeopardy of abandoning your residency. The vast majority of people that I know and work with have waited for their green cards for years and years and years and years. So why would that person want to stay out of the country for more than 6 months and put their green card status at risk? Totally untrue. Totally untrue. If you're a green card holder and you want to stay more time out of the country, you can actually apply for a re-entry permit, and immigration will give you permission to stay out. So I've worked with people who immigrated here, but perhaps they had a thriving business in their home country, or perhaps they had children who were in school, like university and that kind of thing. So they could not stay here. So those people actually applied for time to be out of the country. I think the last one I did a few years ago was they had a son that was in school and they wanted him to finish with school before fully migrating here. So we did a travel permit for about 3 years, and the son was able to go back and forth without having any issues. So citizenship is one totally different thing. Well, before you get to citizenship, you have to still have a green card. So by staying outside of the country more than 6 months without permission, you are absolutely putting yourself at risk for losing your residency. And it's called abandonment of residency. Ashley is saying that, so how do they stay for 14 months? She knows people who do this frequent. That's because they haven't been caught. They just haven't been caught. If they get caught and it's noticed by immigration, they will probably have some problems. Can they fight it? Yes, they can. But do you really want to fight immigration? So en español la pregunta es ¿qué son las leyes en relación a una persona que tiene residencia a quedar más de 6 meses afuera del país? So, una persona que tiene residencia puede quedar afuera de los Estados Unidos por no más que 6 meses en un tiempo, ¿ok? Si quiere quedar más de 6 meses, tiene que obtener un permiso del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de inmigración antes de quedar afuera. So, ellos, si quedara afuera más de 6 meses, es posible que ellos dicen que está abandonado su residencia. So, definitivamente, si una persona que tiene residencia quiere salir por más de 6 meses, ellos simplemente tienen que aplicar y obtener ese permiso. Ocasiones, por ejemplo, si una persona tiene negocio en otro país o tiene niños en escuela, universidad, el último que yo hace, la persona tenía hijo en la universidad y ellos querían que la persona completa la universidad en su país. So, obtenemos un permiso por ellos para que puede quedar afuera del país por como 3 años. So, durante ese tiempo, la persona puede estudiar en paz afuera del país, no está abandonado su residencia y puede entrar y salir sin problemas. So, definitivamente, si usted oye algo así en las calles, la información es incorrecto. Necesita un permiso para quedar afuera más tiempo. Ashley también dice que como otras personas, que ellas conocen quedar como 14 años afuera. Y mi respuesta es que eso es porque inmigración no sabe ya. So, en el momento que inmigración descubrió, definitivamente es posible que la persona va a tener problemas. ¿Ok? I have another question here. My mom came here. Okay, Lucina has a question. So her mom came here illegally to the United States, but she has returned to Mexico about 11 years. Is it possible for her to now get a tourist visa? The answer is it's probably going to be very difficult because tourist visas depend on your intention of returning to your home country. So if a person was here undocumented, it is very possible that immigration is going to say, well, you have kids over there, you have this over there, you already lived over there undocumented. Why should I give you a chance to have a visa? Because if I give you a chance to have a visa, you're going to stay over there again. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it would be very difficult for a person to get a visa once they've already entered the United States undocumented. Not impossible. I've heard of people getting that, but it would be very difficult. You'd really have to prove you have no intention of staying here because now you have a house over there. You have bank accounts. You have the business. So not impossible, but extremely difficult. La pregunta es si tiene un familiar que estaba aquí en los Estados Unidos indocumentado, pero hace 11 años que regresa a México. Ahora ella quiere saber si esa persona puede aplicar por una visa de turista. Y mi respuesta es, eso va a ser casi imposible, muy, muy difícil. Porque para obtener una visa de turista tiene que demostrar que la persona no tiene ninguna intención a quedar aquí en los Estados Unidos sin documentos, pero con una historia cuando la persona estaba viviendo aquí en los Estados Unidos sin documentos, va a ser muy difícil a convencer a un oficial de inmigración que si ellos dan la visa, que ellos no van a quedar aquí, porque la historia de ellos dice que esa persona cruza sin documento, quedar años y años aquí sin documentos. So, probablemente si ellos tienen visa para entrar legal, también otra vez ellos van a quedar en los Estados Unidos sin documento. So, no estoy diciendo que es imposible, pero va a ser muy, muy difícil. Esa persona tiene que tener negocios, casas, cuentas de banco con mucho dinero para demostrar que ellos no tienen ninguna intención a quedar indocumentado a los Estados Unidos. Hey, Jamila, nice to see you. Thank you, Miss Nieves, for getting our phone number. Hey, Anibal, hola, ¿cómo está? I see Miss Rona. Hello, Miss Rona, nice to see you. So I do have another question here. Let's see what it says. ¿Cuánto más? Ok, una de mis belas amigas. Ok, Flor tiene una pregunta. Ella quiere saber cuánto tiempo tiene que obtener la residencia para casos que ya está aprobado en frente de un juez de inmigración y si el COVID afecta el proceso de obtener esas visas. So, Flor es un ejemplo de una persona que el juez dice que sí, gana su caso, va a recibir su residencia, es simplemente que en ese día no puedo dar su residencia porque no hay números disponibles de las visas. So, desgraciadamente, siempre hay visas que, todos los años, si ellos tienen, por ejemplo, 4,000 de ese tipo de visa y 4,000 ha pasado, entonces la gente como persona número 4,001, esa persona tiene que esperar otro año para obtener la visa disponible. So, desgraciadamente, todavía tiene que esperar. So, una vez cada año tenemos nuevos números de las visas. So, estamos esperando hasta octubre, primer día de octubre, para ver si usted puede obtener la residencia en los números de octubre. Yo no sé, simplemente estamos esperando. El nuevo año de la Corte de Inmigración comienza el primer día de octubre. So, todavía estamos esperando. Y COVID no afecta un caso que ya está aprobado, pero obviamente afecta personas que están esperando citas con los jueces. So, Flor asked a very good question. The question is for people that have gone before an immigration judge and the judge basically has granted them residency, like we won the case, how long do you have to wait for you to get your actual green card? And has COVID-19 affected this in any way? So the answer is that in the world of immigration, there's always restrictions on the number of visas. If you saw the program last week, Monday, I think, when I got into the visa bulletin, I know I scared a lot of you guys, but go back and watch that because each type of case has a certain amount of visas available each year. So for the case that she's asking me about, I think there are only like 10,000 or maybe even 4,000. I think it's 4,000 of those visas available each year. So even though we won this case last summer, the judge couldn't give her green card because they had already run out of the 4,000 green cards. So let's say she was even person number 4,001. She would still have to wait until the following year, the following fiscal year, which for immigration is October 1st, to see whether there is a visa available for her. So last fall, unfortunately, there was still no visas available. So now we're waiting until October of this year to see if she will be able to actually get her green card because the visas are available. So it's kind of frustrating, right? You know, you're in this country for so long. The judge finally said you win your case. You can get your green card, but you still can't get your actual green card because there are no visas available. So it's frustrating. We're going to have to wait until October to see if she's going to be in the next set of people that are going to get the green card. So if you're a praying person, please pray for these people that are waiting for visa numbers to be available. We have several clients that won their cases and they're just waiting for the visa numbers to be available to actually get their green cards. And COVID-19 really hasn't affected these types of cases much. The people that are really affected are the ones who actually have cases right now that are waiting to go in front of the judge. Arthur is the same thing I said before. Even if you have kids, it doesn't matter. If you got deported, if you got deported, especially because of a criminal case, it's going to be very difficult to come back, even if you have a U.S. citizen wife, even if you have U.S. citizen children. So estoy diciendo a Arthur que tenía otra pregunta, que como explica antes, que si una persona está deportado pero tiene hijos que nacieron aquí, es lo mismo. Probablemente está deportado por un crimen serio. So, sí, no importa si tiene hijos que nacieron aquí, tiene esposa que es ciudadana, es lo mismo. Casi imposible para que esa persona pueda entrar otra vez a los Estados Unidos. Let's see. You're welcome. De nada. De nada, bonita flor. Estamos aquí por ti. Cualquier pregunta, díganos. Estamos aquí también esperando y orando por ti. Okay? I was telling Flor that I know it's hard to wait, but we're here. We're waiting with her, and I can't wait to put her picture up so that you can all celebrate with her. Charmaine was giving a confirmation. She says she knows of a situation where someone's green card was taken while they were entering the United States. The person was spending more time in Jamaica. And then she lost the green card and ended up having to apply for a tourist visa. So that's just one example. So, una persona está confirmando que ella conoce a una persona que tiene residencia y porque ella estaba tomando más tiempo en Jamaica que aquí en los Estados Unidos. Cuando ella estaba entrando a los Estados Unidos, ellos quitaron la residencia y ahora ella tiene que aplicar por una visa de turista. So, es correcto que no puede quedar afuera de los Estados Unidos mucho tiempo. Let's see if we have other questions here. Siobhan wants to know how much it will cost for you to file the extension. I don't discuss any of my fees here online. That is something that is private. And we assess your case and we can give you that information. So if you do make an appointment, we would be more than happy to help you. But unfortunately, we don't discuss our fees outside of a consultation. Okay? So, Shiv estaba preguntando qué es el trámite para la extensión de la visa y si podemos ayudar a él y la familia. So, estoy diciendo que no decimos trámites aquí en ese área público. Eso es solamente lo que hablamos durante una consulta. So, definitivamente mi oficina podemos ayudar con extensiones de visa, pero el trámite vamos a hablar durante la consulta. Hey, Miss Julie, how are you? It's nice to see you guys. Okay, guys, so tomorrow, remember, I'm teaching Bible study on Tuesdays now, so I will not be available on Tuesday. So we will be back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I want to tell you a few things. So recuerda que porque estoy enseñando una clase de mi iglesia a los martes, no estoy aquí mañana, pero vamos a regresar miércoles, jueves y viernes. Ok, so voy a explicar un poquito más. Mira aquí, qué feo. Estaba cocinando y, ¿cómo se dice burn? I burned myself so badly it hurts. Pobre mí. ¿Cómo se dice burn en español? No sé. Eso es mi lección de español por el día. So someone tell me how to say burn in Spanish. I burned my hand when I was cooking. Poor me, pobre mí. ¿Cómo se dice en español? ¿Cómo se dice eso en español? Oh, me queme. Sí, gracias. Yeah, pobre mí. Quizás es una señal que yo no debe cocinar, right? Maybe it's a sign I shouldn't be cooking. But anyway, so one day this week, I will have Attorney John on the show. And remember, he's going to be talking about something that we don't really talk about much in our office in Groveland, which is business immigration. So there might be ways that people that have businesses in other countries, people that are bosses here and have their own country here that want to bring workers over here. There may be people that have money to invest in the United States. We're going to talk about those types of visas when Attorney John comes. He also does wills, business formation contracts, landlord tenant. So we're going to spend one of those days talking about the other things besides family and deportation defense. So I really want to introduce you to that arm of the Bennett Law Center and what we can do. Was it the jerk chicken? No, it was the jerk pork. So vamos a hablar un día de esa semana sobre mi oficina, mi nueva oficina en Orlando, ¿ok? Gracias a Dios, Dios está bendiciendo a mí, mis clientes mucho. So ahora yo tengo la oportunidad desde el primer día de marzo, so inmediatamente antes de ese virus, yo tengo otra oficina en Orlando. Yo tengo 3 personas en esa oficina. Un abogado se llama John y otras 2 personas, 2 paralegales, Yari y Felipe. Felipe es de Brasil, so habla portugués, y Yari es de China, so ella habla chino, Chinese, yeah. So, en esa oficina focarnos en los negocios y inversiones. So, yo sé que normalmente estoy hablando de las leyes de inmigración sobre las familias, deportación, cosas así, pero yo quiero introducir a ustedes a los otros servicios que podemos dar a ustedes de la oficina en Orlando. So, número 1, personas que tienen dinero para invertir en los Estados Unidos. Podemos hacer esos tipos de casos. También, si una persona tiene negocios aquí y quiere pedir a personas afuera de los Estados Unidos para que ellos puedan entrar aquí y trabajar con ellos, eso podemos hacer también. Y también podemos hacer cosas generales de negocios o contratos. Si usted está rentando y tiene problemas con su landlord o cosas así, podemos ayudar con eso también. Si usted quiere comenzar un negocio, podemos ayudar con eso. Y también otra palabra nueva por mí es gerencias. So, especialmente en esos días, gerencias es muy importante. Y yo sé que en la comunidad de nosotros, de personas del Caribe, de América Latina, Latin America, no le gusta gerencia, no le gusta pensar, qué va a pasar si morir. Pero es muy, muy, muy importante, especialmente en ese tiempo. So eso es un servicio también que ofrecemos. So, what else would you guys like to talk about this week? Are there any specific topics that you would like for me to cover in general? Would it be helpful? Maybe I'll do a citizenship class so people understand what it takes to qualify for citizenship. So, if you guys can kind of help me throw out some topics of immigration that you want to learn about so that I can be prepared to talk to you about those things. So, if you have any suggestions of topics, please go ahead and put those in the comments. So, estoy diciendo que tenemos como 3 días más de la semana que yo puedo poner información, cualquier información ustedes quieren. So, pone en los comentarios qué tópicos usted quiere que yo cobra durante esa semana. So, por ejemplo, estoy pensando que estoy recibiendo muchas preguntas sobre ciudadanía. So, yo puedo poner un clase de ciudadanía para que la gente entiende qué son los requisitos. So, si usted tiene una idea grande que quiere más información, dígame. So, yo puedo dedicar un día en ese tópico. ¿Ok? What else? Última cosa. Last thing. On Friday, first of all, if you were here for our happy hour on Friday, tell me if you liked it. I think we had so much fun on Friday. I played reggae music. After a while, Facebook kicked me off for copyright, but oh my God, that was so much fun. But it gave me a great idea. So this Friday, I'm going to have a pre-Memorial Day barbecue. So not only will I be answering immigration questions, not only will I be taking my regular tequila shot for our happy hour, but I will also be jerking chicken in my backyard. We're going to light up the grill. I'm going to put some jerk chicken on there so you guys can see me cook and hopefully not get burnt anymore, and things like that. And if you are local, you know where I live. I'm not giving everyone my address, but if you're local and you know where I live and you want to come by to the side door to the pool, I can make you a plate. I'm doing jerk chicken. I'm doing fish, I'm doing jerk pork, I'm doing hamburgers, and I'm doing hot dogs. So if you already know where I live, you could pass by during the show on Friday because it's going to be real. We're going to be playing music and I'm going to be on the grill and I'm going to answer your immigration questions. So I want us to just have some fun and relax. It's a long weekend. We're going to be off on Monday. We are closed on Monday. Praise Jesus. We can get some rest. So Calderon está diciendo, can we go to the barbecue? I'm so sorry, Calderon. If you know someone who knows me, and if you know somebody knows me where I live, y'all can come by and pick up a plate, okay? So you have to find someone that already knows me and knows where I live. So, estoy diciendo que si usted estaba con nosotros en el happy hour la semana pasada, oh my God, divertirnos mucho, mucho, mucho. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Tenemos música de reggae, bailamos, hablamos, fue muy, muy suave. So, yo quiero hacer algo similar el viernes. So, voy a tener un barbecue aquí en mi casa, ¿ok? Yo voy a poner el grill para jerk chicken, jerk pork, pollo jerk, pollo, how do you say pork in Spanish again? Jesus. Oh my God. Why? Like pernil, something like that. Pescado, también hamburguesas y hot dogs. So yo voy a cocinar, espero que no quemarme otra vez. Pero eso es durante la programa el viernes. So, eso es una celebración antes de Memorial Day, el día de memoria. Ok, so vamos a tener una fiesta en mi casa. So, si ya conoce dónde yo vivo, usted está invitado y puede pasar por el otro lado a la puerta y yo voy a dar un paquete con la comida. Ok, so everyone is now asking for my address. Puerco. Yeah, that's what I mean. Puerco. So Bennett Law Center is saying, remember, it's a long weekend, so come on over. Oh my God. My husband is going to have a heart attack. Cerdo. Cerdo es la palabra que estoy buscando. Cerdo. Jerk, cerdo. Patricia says, Miss Patty says she coming. You could bring the girls, y'all could get in the pool, okay? So, la única regla es si usted conoce dónde yo vivo, usted puede pasar, ¿ok? Pero si no conoce dónde yo vivo, I'm sorry. Algunos de mis clientes saben dónde yo vivo. Miss Terry, all right, me hago try Ukiop, all right? ¿Quién más? Arthur said he's coming from Boston. Arthur de Boston dice que él va a visitar a Florida para la comida. Miss Charmaine says, bring on the jam. It was awesome. She enjoyed the show. Juan quiere saber dónde yo vivo. Yes, Miss Patty, this is for my team. Everyone from my team is invited to my house so we can have some fun and just kind of relax. Let's see. Oh, Calderon Rivera dice que he'll ask Google. ¿Dónde vive la abogada Bennett? En Google. No sé si está en Google. I don't know. But anyway, Día de Recordación. Perfect. So I learned something new as well. Memorial Day. So, this week, since it's Memorial Day, probably I will do a program that talks about military-based cases. How about that? What are the benefits if you have a family member in the military? So, estoy diciendo que una de las programas que yo puedo hacer, porque es el día celebración, el día de recordación, yo puedo dar un programa que explica todas las leyes para personas que tienen familiares en las Fuerzas Armadas. So eso es la información que yo puedo preparar. Miss Carol is asking, do I do delivery? Miss Carol, you always cook for me every Friday, so you should come so I can feed you for once, okay? La señora Carol está diciendo que si yo hace delivery, pero yo compro comida de ella cada viernes. So estoy diciendo que ella está invitado a mi casa porque ella siempre está cocinando por mí. So eso es una oportunidad que yo puedo cocinar por ella. Ooh. Maurice says, speaking of jerk chicken, he's going to drop off a little care package for me. Ooh, in a little bit. Oh, that's good. Flor, no me diga, no me sacaron de su casa. Well, I'm glad y'all are having fun. It's 8 o'clock. We've been talking for an hour. So even though I love you guys, I am hungry and I'm going to eat and get back to doing some Bennett Law Center work. So aunque te amo mucho a ustedes y agradezco mucho a su tiempo, yo tengo hambre y yo todavía tengo trabajo por el Bennett Law Center para hacer. So nos vemos miércoles, ¿ok? Nos vemos miércoles. Dios te bendiga. Cuídate mucho. Y espero que nos vemos pronto. Okay? Bye, guys. Love y'all. Take care, and we'll talk again.